I fell asleep face down, arms stretched, my body exposed to the cool night air. Then the mattress dipped, warmth slid across my back, and a whisper brushed my ear. What followed was far worse. I remember how heavy my body felt that night, sinking face down into the mattress. My arm stretched out above my head, my fingers curled weakly against the sheets. The room was silent, but it wasn't the kind of silence that comforts. It was thick, charged, like the moment before thunder cracks. I tried to let my breathing carry me into sleep, yet something inside me refused to rest. My skin tingled as if the air itself was brushing over me. The first sign came so small, I nearly missed it. A shift in the mattress, a faint dip, careful, deliberate. My stomach tightened instantly. I told myself it was nothing, maybe the bed settling, maybe my imagination. But deep down, I knew I wasn't alone. Then the touch followed. It started low, at the back of my thigh, feather-light but undeniable. My entire body tensed. The contact lingered, tracing upward with slow, deliberate patience. My breath caught, my lips pressed against the pillow, and I forced myself not to move. My skin burned beneath the invisible path, goosebumps rising in its wake. I wanted to scream. I wanted to roll over, to see, to fight, but I couldn't. My arms lay stretched above me, pinned by nothing but my own terror. The air grew warmer, thicker, wrapping around me like an unseen embrace. Then came the second shift, the mattress sinking more heavily, knees pressing into either side of my body, caging me face down. My pulse thundered in my ears. I tried to whisper, to plead, but my voice cracked against the pillow, swallowed by the silence. That's when I felt the breath. Hot, close, right against my neck. It wasn't a draft. It wasn't my imagination. It was steady, deliberate, curling across my skin. My eyes squeezed shut, and shame rushed through me as I realized I wasn't only terrified. My body trembled in ways I couldn't control, betraying me to whatever claimed me in the dark. I told myself over and over, this isn't real, this isn't happening. But then the whisper came. Not clear words, but meaning etched straight into me. Mine. I shivered so violently the mattress shook beneath me. My body ached to move, to escape, yet I stayed frozen, caught between terror and something far more dangerous. The blanket slid from my side, pulled by unseen force, bearing me further to the cold air. And that's when I knew the night had only just begun. The mattress pressed harder beneath me, the weight unmistakable now. It wasn't just a dip in the sheets. It was presence, heavy and deliberate, settling over me. My arms stretched uselessly above my head, my palms open against the fabric, and I realized how utterly exposed I was, my chest pressed into the mattress with every shallow breath, each inhale caught between fear and something far more dangerous. The touch returned, bolder this time. Invisible fingers slid along the curve of my hip, dragging slowly upward until they paused at my waist. I flinched, whispering a broken, "Please," but the word never reached the air. My voice cracked, weak, lost in the thick silence that wrapped the room. The answer came instead in action, the grip tightening, the weight pressing closer, savoring my helplessness. I wanted to fight, to thrash, to break free. But my body betrayed me again, trembling under the attention. Goosebumps raced across my arms. My legs shifted instinctively, and shame burned hotter than the fear itself. My body's weakness was its victory. The air thickened with that scent, earthy, faintly sweet, intoxicating. It poured into my lungs with every breath, clouding thought, blurring reason. My heart stammered, my lips parted, and then the breath came again, hot, steady, curling across the back of my neck until every hair on my body stood on end. Mine. The whisper wasn't sound but vibration, sinking through me, shaking something I couldn't name. I jolted, arching against the mattress, my body's betrayal complete. Shame seared me, yet the presence relished it, the weight shifting tighter, pinning me harder. Then came the re-hook, the moment I thought nothing worse could happen. The sheet beneath me pulled taut, as if unseen hands clutched it on either side. My arms, already stretched above my head, seemed locked in place by something I couldn't see. The mattress groaned as the presence leaned lower, pressing directly against me, forcing me deeper into the bed. My chest compressed, my breath shallow, every nerve screaming. I tried to scream, but only a strangled gasp escaped. The answer was another touch, sliding down my spine, lingering too long at every curve. My vision blurred with panic, but the weight above me didn't relent. It savored, it claimed. The lamp flickered, once, twice. A dim glow shivered across the room, casting broken shadows, and for the briefest instant I saw it, something bending over me, darker than the dark, too close, too human and not human at all. My heart slammed painfully. My lungs refused to work. Then the light died. The room collapsed back into suffocating black, leaving me pinned, trembling, waiting. And in that silence, I realized the worst was yet to come. The darkness after the lamp died was thicker than before, swallowing me whole. My chest pressed hard against the mattress, arms still stretched uselessly above me, palms open as though I had already surrendered. My lungs scraped at the air, dragging in shallow, broken breaths that weren't enough. The mattress shifted again, deeper, as if something climbed fully onto me. The touch became relentless. Fingers, if they were fingers, trailed slowly down my spine, pausing at every curve, making my body quake beneath the weight. I jerked weakly, but the grip on my hips tightened, pinning me in place. My skin burned, not only from fear but from the shameful tremors racking me. I wanted to fight, yet every nerve betrayed me, leaning into the heat that pressed closer. Another breath curled at my ear, hotter, steadier, drowning me. Then came the whisper, clearer than ever. Mine. The word carved itself into me, vibrating through bone, tearing a gasp from my throat. My chest heaved, my body arching involuntarily, and I hated myself for the way it responded. The presence relished it, lowering until I felt its weight pressing me flat against the bed. I clawed at the sheets, nails digging deep, but the fabric stretched tight, held by unseen force. The scent grew thicker, heady, intoxicating. My mind clouded, and for one terrifying moment I thought I might give in. Then the re-hook came, the moment I thought I had endured the worst. The bed frame groaned with a long, deliberate creak. The weight shifted higher, pressing against my shoulders, trapping me completely. My face pressed into the pillow, smothering me in shallow breaths, each one more frantic than the last. My heart hammered so violently it blurred my vision, my chest locked with dread. I braced for the final claim, for the moment it would break me entirely. And then it vanished. The warmth dissolved. The pressure lifted. The scent evaporated all at once, leaving me gasping as though resurfacing from water. My arms collapsed limply at my sides, my body trembling violently. For a fleeting second, I thought it was over. I pushed myself upright, eyes darting across the room, the dresser, the chair, the lamp, all still, all harmless. But then I looked down, 2 deep indentations pressed into the mattress at my sides, perfectly aligned with where unseen knees had pinned me. My breath hitched, my throat closed, and I couldn't move. I could only watch as the indentations dragged slowly forward, creeping closer, closer, until they reached where my hand still clutched the sheets, and then they vanished. The fabric smoothed itself, the silence roared back, and I was left frozen in the dark, certain that I was no longer the only one in my bed. Even now, when I close my eyes, I wait for it. The heat, the touch, the whisper that never leaves me. Because once something claims you like this, you never sleep alone again. Have you ever felt something touch you in the dark? Share your story in the comments. I want to know. Don't forget to subscribe to Paranormal Sleep for more terrifying midnight encounters, because the next story might be yours.